You know what really makes a great leader? It's so much more than a fancy title or a corner office, right? It's what this image shows so perfectly. It's a journey. It's this constant process of growing, of becoming more aware, and just evolving. The real secret is that it all starts with leading yourself.
So, how do we actually walk that path? Well, in this explainer, we're going to break it all down using a really powerful framework, the 5 pillars of transformation. Think of this as your practical guide to building that authentic influence that is the hallmark of truly great leadership.
All right, here's our game plan. We're going to cover these 5 key pillars. We'll kick things off with an outward looking skill, cultural intelligence. Then we'll turn inward to master stress and build resilient service. After that, we dive deep into our why with purpose discovery. And finally, we'll pull it all together and create your roadmap so you can actually put this stuff into practice.
Let's dive right into our first pillar, cultural intelligence. This is all about the absolutely critical skill of understanding and, maybe more importantly, learning from the incredibly diverse world that we all work in today.
Okay, get this. A massive 85% of organizations are now running with global teams. I mean, wow. Leading across different cultures isn't some niche, nice to have skill anymore. It is the new normal. Your team, your customers, your partners, they're everywhere.
And the payoff for getting this right? It's huge. This stat shows that culturally diverse teams are 3.2 times more innovative. That is a serious competitive advantage, and it's all fueled by bringing different perspectives and ideas into the mix.
But here's the thing. You don't get that innovation without trust. And cultural respect, that's the bedrock of trust. We're talking a 67% boost in team cohesion. It's simple, really. When people feel seen and respected for who they are, they show up and do their best work. So, how do you actually build this skill? Well, it's not magic. It breaks down into 4 parts. You've got the cognitive part. That's the what, knowing the facts. Then there's the emotional. That's your why, your actual motivation to connect. The behavioral is the how, changing your actions to fit the situation. And finally, metacognitive is all about reflection, learning and getting better from every single interaction. All right, so we've looked outward. Now our journey is going to turn inward with our second pillar, stress mastery. This is all about how you lead effectively when the pressure is on.
Yeah, I think we all know the answer to that one, don't we? That constant weight, the endless demands, that feeling of having to be on 24/7. It's just part of the deal when you're a leader. And hey, if you're feeling it, you are definitely not alone. The data is pretty clear. Leaders deal with stress levels that are a full 40% higher than their team members. That pressure to perform, the weight of all those decisions, it's real. Now this quote is a game changer. Stress mastery isn't about making the pressure disappear, because let's be honest, that's impossible. It's all about widening that little space, that pause between something happening and how you react to it. That space, that's where your leadership truly lives. And that idea leads us perfectly into our third pillar, resilient service. Because making good choices under pressure, day in and day out, requires a deep, deep well of personal strength. I love this image of the tree. As a leader, you're like this tree, right? You provide support and shelter for your team. But you can't have strong branches without deep roots. See, resilience isn't selfish at all. It's the strategic foundation that lets you show up for your team over the long haul. It's a classic saying for a reason, and it is so, so true. So many leaders believe that serving others means they have to completely sacrifice themselves. But here's the paradox. To give your absolute best to other people, you have to be intentional about refilling your own cup first. So what should you be looking out for? Let's do a quick personal check-in. Are you feeling constantly exhausted even after a night's sleep? Are you becoming more cynical or detached? Is it harder to focus? Or maybe you're just feeling like your work doesn't matter anymore? Catching these signs early is everything. And what's the ultimate fuel for resilience? Purpose. That brings us to our fourth and probably the deepest pillar of them all, purpose discovery, using the concept of ikigai. This journey to find your purpose, it's a deliberate path toward figuring out the very reason you lead in the first place. It's that core drive that gets you out of bed in the morning, ready to take on whatever the day throws at you. Ikigai is this beautiful Japanese idea that pretty much means your reason for being. It's not just one thing, though. It's where 4 really fundamental parts of your life all come together. Your Ikigai is found where the answers to 4 key questions overlap. First up,
What do you truly love? This is your passion. It's what gives you energy, what makes you lose all track of time. Second question, what are you genuinely good at? These are your unique skills and talents, the things that people always seem to ask you for help with. This is your chance to provide real value. Third, what does the world need? This is your mission. It's how you connect what you're good at with something bigger than yourself, which gives your work real meaning. And finally, the practical piece. What can you get paid for? This grounds your purpose in reality, making it sustainable for the long term. And your ikigai, your true reason for being, lives right in that sweet spot where all four of these circles meet. Okay, we have covered the what and the why. Let's wrap up with the how. Our final pillar is your roadmap. This is about turning all this amazing insight into a real, concrete plan for your own development. This is where the rubber meets the road. This 5-step plan is your secret weapon for continuous growth. First, be brutally honest with yourself about where you are right now. Then, set some clear, specific goals. Next, find the resources, the mentors, the books, the courses that will help you get there. The most important part? Take action, even tiny steps every day. And finally, make time to step back, reflect, and adjust your plan. That simple cycle is how you really transform. We've just journeyed through 5 incredibly powerful pillars of leadership. But in the end, it all comes down to this one question. Your legacy isn't some far-off thing you build in the future. It's built in the small choices you make right here, right now. So, what's your first step going to be?